Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
And this is what happens when you hit them with them truth bombs. Next on Common Sense. Hello and welcome, all you common sense patriots out there. I'm the Common Sense Conservative, and today I am coming to you with some truth bombs. I had to sit there and listen to Biden claim all this stuff, so I wrote a extremely long post on Twitter today. And the thing is, I like to bring facts, right? I don't like to throw out hyperboles. I want to bring what the actual facts are. So that's what I did. And I decided, and I tweeted it out to Lord Lee Trump, to Donald Trump, to Scott Pressler, and that's what I believe how the Republicans and the conservatives need to attack this administration, not with lies of our own, not with slander and name calling, crooked Joe Biden and his drug addled son Hunter, crooked Hillary, shifty shift. I mean, we got a lot of names. I'm telling you. But you know what really hurts them? What truly brings tears to the liberal eyes? And that's the truth. So let's dive into what the actual truth is. So in writing this post, and we're just going to read through it, and then I'm going to explain some of the things and the research that I did. And this was very quick research. I did this while at lunch. Yes, I do actually have a day job. And let's just go through it. And I started off by saying, hey, we need to attack the administration and its lies with the actual truth. Biden claims he has created more jobs than the Trump administration, and yet this shows the truth. It has taken him 3 years just to recover from the COVID lockdowns. So let's go through it. In 2019, in 2008, Barack Obama took over. Jobs were rising into 2009. Then you started to see a steady decrease from 11 to 13 through Obama's second term. Into July, end of his term, Trump takes over right around here in 2016. And jobs are still on the decline through 2017. This is probably, and I can't confirm it, but if a president's been in office for 8 years, this is probably due to policies and the rhinos that have caused this job trending downwards, right? So things have gotten better. Trump continued the policies, instituted some more policies. You see a sudden drop here in 17. A little bit rise to 4% in unemployment. This is unemployment rate from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So these are numbers that are out there. But you see it bottoms out around, I would have to say, that far below 4.0, so around 3.7, 3.5. No, 3.5 probably. That's about 3 there. So yeah, we'll just say 3.5 for a round number. Biden takes over at this gray line here. This is 2020. And notice, as soon as he implemented everybody must stay home, can't go to work, lockdowns nationwide, our unemployment rate skyrockets like an Elon Musk daggum rocket, all the way up to, just under 15%, right around 15% in this area. And then it starts to drop. Well, what happens around the end of 2020 going into 2021 right here? The lockdowns are lifted. Go back to work. This, that, and the other. And the unemployment rate comes down, and then it comes to here, which is still higher than what it was when he took office. right? So you say, I've created 4% more jobs, and yet there's 2% more unemployment than when you took over. I mean, I'm trying to do this math. You didn't create anything. All this is the recovery of the jobs you destroyed by putting everybody into unconstitutional lockdowns. You didn't create nothing. And let's say, for instance, so we go to our second post. This is a classic: create a crisis so you can be the hero of a crisis you created. In 2020, unemployment rose to over 14.5%. They sent everyone home. People lost their jobs, their pension, their personal security. And now he is claiming he brought it back and created more jobs than any other president. And yet, the unemployment is still higher than when you took over. All you had to do was continue the Trump policies, and it might be down here. You could actually claim something, but you didn't. I said, when in reality, he hasn't created any jobs, nor has his policies created any jobs. If anything, it's hurt American workers, especially the border crisis, where low-income felony jobs that would normally go to people coming out of incarceration and give them a chance are now going to half-paid, half-priced illegals. But whatever. I said these are the facts, and now we should be attacking and how we should be attacking this administration because they can't deny the facts, right? You throw out all these hyperboles. I created more jobs, and well, you brought us from 14.5% back to status quo. What did you create? Nothing. You ain't created anything. Right? Another fact that I discovered that most of the quote unquote new jobs Biden has created are part-time positions. So common sense would tell you that if Biden did create jobs, the number of full-time positions would be cut in half, as it takes 2 part-time jobs to equal 1 full-time job. So let's just say in, this alternate multiverse clown world that he created 1 million jobs, and out of that 1,900,000 of them were part-time jobs, which is the vast majority. It's over 90%. That means he's only created 450,000 full-time jobs because it takes 2 part-time jobs to equal 1 full-time job. All right. Second part, Biden claims gas is coming down. Once again, a product of the crisis his policy has created. During President Trump's time in office, prices remained steady. During the early part of COVID, prices dropped because no one was driving. Everybody was locked down. You couldn't leave your house. You couldn't go to the grocery store. You couldn't go to church. You couldn't do anything. Couldn't even go to a daggone park. So I'm going to blow this up so y'all can see it. 2016 through 2019, Trump's last year in office. Biden took over January 6, 2020. If you look, all the prices are pretty steady. We've got a little low drop here in February. But prices are pretty steady. If you average this out, it's like $2.40 some odd cents, $2.50 a gallon. For 4 years, it stayed that way. But now let's look at Biden from 2020 to today, to now, this month, February of 2024. Prices stay same, $2.64, $2.63, $2.53. Oh, they're coming down. Man. 223, COVID lockdowns, April 2020. COVID lockdowns, nobody's driving. It's at $1.96. Time's great. Fuel prices have done everything they can fuel producers have done everything they can just to sell a gallon because nobody's buying gas because nobody's driving. But then you notice, started going up, up. Then we get to 2021, up. Now we're at $3, $3.21. Now this is the national average, okay? This isn't like your house or your fuel station up the street in rural Georgia or in LA. This is all the prices nationally averaged together, right? US, all grades. Keeps going up. We're at $3. Oh, we're getting to $3.50. So this is in 1 year. Trump, over 4 years, with his policies, building the Keystone Pipeline, has kept fuel prices pretty much even. And even lower. Now, look, election year, Obama's prices came down from $3.68 to $2.88. And then Trump takes office and they're at 230, you know, right in that 240, 250 range pretty much the entire time he's in office. Tells me his policies are working. These are facts. Then let's go to 2022. 3.4, 3.6. Boom. Price hit. 4.3. What happened in 2022? 4.2, 4.5. $5.03 a gallon in June of 2022. We keep going. Oh, they got back under $4 a gallon. Well, what happened during this time? He released 80 million or however many million barrels from the strategic reserve. This is his policies, right? 3.4, 3.5, 3.5, 3.7, 3.9, almost back to $4 national average, 3.1. And he touts gas is coming down. Well, your policies caused it to go to $5. So just because now, coming up on an election year in 2024, this right here, this when, where we at, June? Right here, it's when Trump announced he was going to run again. And all of a sudden, Biden started caring about, he started seeing his poll numbers drop here. Biden started caring about the fuel prices and trying to get them lower. Why? Because an election year is coming up. January is always a slow month for drivers. 3.1. I mean, you look over the course of history, 2.5, 2.4, 2.6, 2.3, 3.39, 3.29, 3.4, 3.14, 2.76. I mean, these are low prices in January. It's an election year. So you created a crisis based upon your policies that set gas to $5.03 national average, but you're going to tout and claim how you're getting gas prices lower because of your policies. You created a crisis so you can be the hero. Makes no sense. So I went on to say, so oil companies dropped the prices during that time. Since COVID ended and Biden policies took effect, prices climbed to all-time highs, topping out at 5.032 cents a gallon in 2022. Since then, there's been a slow trickle downwards, especially as this has become a talking point for the Biden campaign. Just because prices are lower than 2022's 5.032 cents a gallon doesn't change the fact that Biden policies are what caused it to reach that price in the first place. Common sense says you can't be the hero of a crisis you created, Joe. So then I went on to say, I believe these are the truths that we as conservatives need to run on. They have nothing but gaslighting and hoaxes while we stand on the shoulders of the truth. They use lawfare while we need to use the truth. Americans need to wake up and realize the damage that this party and administration has done. And that's the end of the post. This was a quick, I spent 15, 20 minutes looking into all of this and making sure my numbers were right and they were correct. And when we stand as conservatives on the truth, and we present that truth in a palpable way that everyone around us can understand it and see it, we as human beings are visual learners. When we see it and the numbers are there and you can't deny the numbers, then we stand on the right side of history. That's my common sense take today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. Please hit that subscribe, the little bell for notifications, and that thumbs up button. Really helps the channel out and help me keep common sense common.